everybody. It's a brand new week, it's a brand new vlog, and I thought I'd take you along with me today because we've got quite a lot of exciting things to do. I want to try and be more productive as well because I probably had about a week off of doing anything at the house. My dad was here for a week and we did lots and lots of stuff, and for the eagle-eyed of you might have seen it in the burglary video because we filmed that last week, so all the stuff had happened. Progress we made was pretty wild. However, it was a lot of housework to do over 4 days, and I got pretty knackered by the end of it. So yeah, I've had a week of not doing much, but today is the day where we change that. We have a couple of Facebook Marketplace collections. So we have got one of those, oh, what's it called? Sheila Maid, I think is what it's called, where you hang like a drying rack for clothes from the ceiling. We wanted one of them for the utility anyway, and it popped up for a brand new one for £30 off Marketplace. I'm gonna go collect that this afternoon. And then this evening, what even am I collecting? Oh yeah, dressing table. So we have a bit of a pet peeve of having, like when you walk past someone's house and you can see the back of a mirror in a bay window. Sorry, I'm all claggy. It just looks a little bit crap and you're blocking the sunlight coming in, right? So I had the smart idea because in our spare room, which is where my dressing table is going to be, there isn't any wall to put one on that wouldn't block a window. So I thought, how about a flip top one? You know, one of those ones where the mirror folds in and it's like the lid of the drawer. I'm messy anyway, so it's not a bad thing to be able to shut that and put all my mess away every day, but it also means that it won't then take up loads of visual space in the room if someone else is staying there, which I thought was quite a good idea, but they're quite hard to come by. There were a couple of vintage ones that I found and I was searching for. That's probably where this one popped up, but this one's only around the corner, £50. It looks quite modern, but still got that kind of Scandi vibe. It's curved on the edges, so it'll fit nicely into our bay. Yeah, 50 quid. I think that's pretty good. I guess I could run you through what me and my dad did while he was here. Because I do have some footage from while he was here. I just didn't have it in me to vlog the whole process. So we started off in the garden, and I've got some before clips and I'll have a look to see if I need to take some afters, but he put in a hard graft there. There were lots of old wire, all stuck inside all of the trees and all of the bushes and dug down, and honestly, it was like 60 years worth of wire on top of wire. It was really difficult to get through, but he bought his bolt cutters, like he uses them, but he had bolt cutters and managed to strip all of that back, and it looks so much better. It's funny though, because on top of the little concrete wall, I hadn't even noticed that there was loads up there until he was up there pulling it out. We then moved on to the front garden and we did some tidying up. I cannot tell you how many pots there were out there. I honestly am not even exaggerated. There was at least 100. And you could barely see any of them. They're all like plastic pots, really decaying. Clearly he loved to plant, the old owner, but loads of them had just been chucked into the bush. Some of them you could tell had been like laid out in arrangements, and I'm sure there was some cool stuff in them once upon a time. But yeah, we piled them all up in the middle of the garden, gave the whole garden a rake, and it's looking a lot better. It was a bit embarrassing how awful it had gotten out there. It was already quite overgrown when we got it, and then we just ignored it. It had a skip on it, it had a pile of rubble, it had a portaloo, you know, it wasn't a nice space. We also realised, and I don't think this was us, I think it was already there because the pavement has been built up to it, but there was like plants growing on the other side of the wall on the pavement, sidewalk for Americans, full of plants, and we've dug all that up and it's much tidier now. Our neighbours were like, it's looking good. I'm like, okay, good. I don't like, we're going to be the ugliest house on the street for quite a while because we can't afford to re-render the house. But if everything else can be neat and tidy, that would be good. We also, I'm looking at it now, we also pruned a lot of the plants, and there's a big yellow one, which if anyone knows what it is, please let me know, that is thriving now. I don't know whether it's just coincidence or whether opening it up a bit helped it out, but I'd love to keep most of those plants around there, even when we eventually do the driveway, because we do a bit more parking than we've got out there. I love the greenery, I think it's so nice. I trimmed the hydrangea back, so fingers crossed that reappears this year after being hidden behind the portaloo last year. I was so sad. I pruned it last year and then the builder plopped a portaloo in front of it. Needs must and all, but I was like, for God's sake. Hay fever tablet, the most important one. It has been so lovely here in England this last week. It's been so warm, but I'm not used to it. So we've had to go dig out all of our clothes from storage, hence the little dress. But inside this house, which is a real privilege, it's really quite cool. So I'm a bit like torn, like outside is this beautiful, beautiful sun, and inside I'm like a bit chilly. So I need to work out some, I don't know, indoor clothes to keep me a little bit warmer. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling now. I don't know what else. Oh yeah, we've done loads of stuff. Sorry, I was still talking about what my dad was doing. So when he was here, we had a big old list of things that we wanted to get done. The garden was one of them because it was just so tatty. We just wanted to give it a once over. And then we wanted to get the utility sorted, which we have, which you will have seen in last week's burglary video. I'll link that on the screen now, by the way, if you want the story of what happened when we got burgled, which was a fun time. But we did that, which was, it was quite a slog. We changed our mind a few times. I don't know if some of you devout people who have been here a long time remember, we got the cabinet for the utility off of Marketplace, and it came with a stainless steel worktop and a sink. But the worktop was in two pieces. Typically where the join was over the top of our washer dryer situation, just in our configuration. And as we were putting it all together, my dad was like, is it better to have a different worktop? So we did end up buying a worktop. And oh my God, if you ever need a worktop last minute, this is a wooden one. It was 3 meters long. I ordered it, I think just before midday on one day. And then it was there within 24 hours. We had this 3 meter long, 650 wide, thick worktop in 24 hours, which was insane. And the delivery was the same price, whether it was next day or later in the week. It wasn't like you had to pay £100 for it to appear. It was 30 quid regardless, which for a massive 2-man delivery isn't that bad. I think IKEA is £40. But we got that delivered, we chopped the end off, we got it in first time and we were really pleased. And then we put up the cabinet on the wall that I mentioned that was £35 delivered, and I love it. My dad had the idea to flip it upside down because it actually used to be a dresser top. So it's upside down in there, but the underneath was a little bit tatty. So I'm glad that we did that.
Oh my God. Oh my God, this is better.
Don't touch the worktop, it's got oil in it. I've just oiled it.
Honestly, I was about to be like, shh.
It'll probably be fine, but...
This is so good. I like this, and I like you went upside down, and I like that.
Yeah, I think it makes it
also,
better.
you could kind of argue you could just have that as like stacking things.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
Around too much. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. Yeah. There's now space to do that. You don't need to shovel that anymore. Yeah, you guys have done a bloody good job there.
I've learnt a lot from having him here. It was really helpful to understand how to build all these things. And the final thing we did was the airing cupboard. Now, I don't think I actually got a before photo of this, but in terms of the way we were using it, we had this little chest of drawers that didn't quite fit the whole width of it, so there were gaps down the side that just had all of our sort of laundry and towels piled up on top of it. And it was stressing us both out a bit. So we built in some shelves out of slats. We got the wood cut mostly for us at the wood yard that we'd never used before. I'm not going to say who that was because I don't know if I recommend them that highly. I'm sure I'll use them again because they're local, but, well, they're a big company, but the shop is local to us. They're a bit rude to us, really. But we got that all chopped up. We got it all in. And I have to say, I was definitely the sous chef in these things. I'm sure I could have worked all this out myself, but my dad is a grafter and he got on with it. And the last thing, sorry, there is one more, is the snug. So the snug was a complete bomb site for months. We haven't been using it. It's basically our workshop. And I bought some shelves and we tidied it up, we cleaned it, and now it is beautiful and clean and easy to use in there. One more thing is we also cut some skirting board for the window bay, the curved bay. I've been putting this off for months. I've been talking about it for months and we managed to get it cut, but this was on the last day of him being here and we were both quite tired and my nail gun ran out of nails. So we got the thing chopped. It's not 100% accurate in terms of the length. I need to fiddle with that once I've got 2 of the pieces on. But we slit all the way down the back and then shoved it up against the wall and I think it's going to work well.
There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean you'll need the nail gun on it.
Yeah, and maybe the crampy bits as well.
No, I think to be fair, if you started at one end, and basically if you started at the end and secured that bit, then basically you could work around it. I mean, it would be. But that looks really very cool.
That's something that's been hanging over me for quite a while, so I'd like to get that sorted this week, but I don't know when. It's a 2-person job and Miles is filming today, so he is not here. I have given myself the task of trying to get the utility room decorated within the next couple of weeks to a basic level of decoration because there's still like bare plaster and stuff in that room where there were holes in the wall and things like that. So I think I might go over that today with another layer of filler because I've already done one layer. give it a sand down hopefully later today, and maybe I'll be able to get some paint on the walls. Now I've got the thing, does anyone know how to attach this to the ceiling? They've given these, which I try and get into. What? The woman selling it didn't even know what it was. So I've got 2 hooks, I guess 2 ceiling brackets, and then this is to wrap it round on the wall, I know that much, but how does it work? Apparently it's brand new. Still got a tag on it and everything from Garden Trading. So I will have a little search up to see how they do it. But at the minute it's just a load of different ropes. They did hang it up on the listing to try and show how it works. Like, I knew what these were, but she didn't clearly. Gosh. So we've got that on one side and the same on the other, but I think they might have set this up wrong. So I'm gonna have a little Google, see if I can work this out. Feels quite excessive to only hang, maybe it's like that. And the rope goes through there. And then you just pulley it and hook it around on the wall. Seems a bit too simple, but I guess these were very old school. I don't know. Just remember another thing that I got off Marketplace the other day, and it is this mirror that I got for £5 great British pounds. It was actually from an old pub. It's not what you're going to expect, I don't think, but this is what it looks like, and I'm thinking of putting it up there. I'll get Miles to hold it up later so that I can show you, but I think it's pretty cool. What do you think? It says on the back it was made in 2010, so it's not vintage or anything, but it's just interesting. For £5, I thought to fill up a bit of wall, perfect. I still need to get quite a lot. This is a print to be framed, and picture, this is prints, which I don't know if I've shown you actually. Let's have a look in here. So in November or October when we were in New York, we went to a print shop, and these aren't just prints, they are actually front covers of New Yorker magazines. And this one is from the day we got engaged. This one I think we just liked. The same with that one, because we love the New York Times puzzles and I'm obsessed with Stuccos. And then this one I think Miles just liked. It's quite fun colours. Again, what do you think the meaning of that one is? I think it's that everyone is looking for something more, but I think it's cool colours again. And then this one is very apt. It's sad it's got a sticker on it, but look, it's me and Miles painting our house. But we need to get those framed, and I don't know whether to get them all in one big frame or to get them all framed individually, and then that means we can move them around again. But they're really cool. I've no idea where they're going to go. We kind of want them somewhere that people can see them up close so they can have a proper look. So maybe a spare room or something, because that's where people will actually spend some time. I don't think they'd work in here. They could maybe go there, but it's getting a bit busy in here now, so I think it's better to keep it simple. But very pleased with my Facebook Marketplace finds. So it's called a Sheila Maid, the clothes era, if you ever want one. This was £30 and I got it for 25, which is pretty good. The mirror was a £5, didn't bother bartering that. And then yeah, the dressing table, 50 quid. Oh, absolutely wild. I love second-hand furniture and it's always worth looking for. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna make a matcha, as always. Have a gingerbread man that Miles's mum will have made for his birthday last week. And yeah, I think then I'm gonna see if any of the stuff's dried in the utility and maybe start prepping the room a bit more for paint. I can tape everything up and things like that. Yeah, let's do that. No, wrong way. As soon as I get one of you out, another one appears. That way. That way. We keep on getting these absolutely enormous flies coming in. I'm not really sure where they're coming from, but I let one out and then there's another one. And like, we haven't got any windows open. I mean, Darren, the electrician, was here this morning and the front door was open, so I guess maybe that's where they all came from. I don't know. Cheers. I've changed my mind and actually I'm going to come outside and paint these outside walls. I'm not going to be able to do all of it, but Darren, the electrician's been here and he has got our ladder out and it is up and outside. So I'm going to get the paint out and paint this, probably that, and then the few little bits that are a bit grubby. I'm going to get Miles to do that one, but I'm going to get on with this. Hopefully that'll make the whole back look a lot nicer. We can't afford to get render done, at least for another year, because you have to do it in the nice weather really. So like hopefully this time next year, but God, I'm not holding out hope and it really does look dreadful. So a bit of paint would be nice, and the builder left behind the exterior paint that they use for that. So gonna get out of my nice clothes and get on with some painting because the weather's nice and who knows how long it will be nice for. My brain really is not working today. Anyway, see you in a sec. All right, all changed. Now let's get outside and do this. I've been putting this off for probably almost a year. Nah, not a year. There was scaffolding up until like just over a year ago. Where is the paint? So yeah, this is something that me and my dad did that I haven't shown you properly. Is this room was a total mess. Couldn't see this floor. The skirting boards were at an angle, so we didn't really have space, but my dad actually measured it and used his brain, and there is a little bit of a gap. So that's amazing. It means that I don't have to step over them all the time and they're just out of the way. We've got our work table and this is the skirting board that we cut slits into, which makes it a bit bendier. And then we use the old stainless steel countertop on here. And yeah, some shelves, and the paint is down there. So move wire out the way. Other paint. There you go, nice. These shelves, for both of them, were £40 off Amazon. They came next day. I would really recommend. They're not the sturdiest things ever, but they do the job, and they do come with brackets to attach them to the wall. We just decided not to. It does mean I've got all of my bits and pieces in here now. I feel like I'm gonna need to use a brush over a roller. I kind of wish I had one of those big brushes to get in all of them crevices, but I think this will do. I'll come back for a roller if I need it, but I do need a tray. Maybe I'll use a tray with a handle like this. Hopefully this won't take too long. So this is the before. Fingers crossed it looks better afterwards. That's a good stint done. I can't move these little steps on my own, so I'm going to take a break out of the sun. I didn't really think about the fact it was about to get boiling hot on the back of the house. I started it in the shade, and here I am, all sun creamed up. I'm boiling hot, but I'm making progress. I've realised that I'm going to have to do 2 coats of this because it's so hard to get into all of the little nooks and crannies of all the breeze blocks, but that's okay. I think it's looking way better already, and once I can get up there, that will be so good. It just tricks the eye into thinking that it's all done, even when it needs another coat. So yeah, let's take a break. I'll be back when Miles reappears.
The fin.
We did it, guys. We got through that last little bit. And how was it, Milo?
Took bloody ages. It was incredibly slow and incredibly annoying, and you can see it's kind of patchy because it was hard to put on. But it's on.
And we still need to do this bit, but we've decided that today was enough. It took so long because of the, if I show you up close.
Yeah, I need to go up a wobbly ladder and do that bit up there, do we?
You can kind of see that the breeze block colour's still coming through. And it's because you have to slap it on to get full coverage and to like keep slapping it on. So I decided fairly early on that I'm gonna do another layer another time, and I mean we're gonna need to get it back out again to do that bit and that bit and that bit, but it looks so much better. I'll put the before and after up on the screen, and we're very pleased with it.
I mean, it still looks bad.
Up close,
but it looks better.
But I think from far away I think it looks all right. Just depends on how far away you look at it from.
From space, it looks lovely.
But like, if at a glance, if you just ignore that window, it really does not look as bad as it did before.
Yeah, if you really squint, then it looks almost new.
Well, thank you so much for watching, and
like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.